Welcome back to another episode of You Were Meant for More. I am your host, Francine, and we are jumping into 2026. If you're looking for a restart, a refocus, rebalance of your life, whatever that may look like, I am here for you. I am going to share all good things. We're going to get into goal setting, we're going to get into vision board creation, and really uncovering the biggest misconception about visualization. What do you think it is? Stay tuned as we get ready to dive in to a whirlwind of goal chasing and income generating, all of those areas where you want to focus in on your life and how God is going to move you to get to that next level. Sound good? All right, everyone. Welcome back. It is 2026. I am so excited you are here. This is our first episode of season 3. So thank you. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you have been with me from the beginning, I am so grateful either way. I'm glad you're here. And you guys, I have a little bit of an announcement that I'm going to be sharing towards the end. So definitely stay tuned because I want to share some fun and exciting news that's going to be coming to the show. So thank you for staying with me, but let's go ahead and jump into these goals right away. Grab your pen, grab your pencil, your planner, whatever that may look like, because I really want you guys to dive in and be present with how you want to shape this coming year. You ready? All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to bring up my notes really quick. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through two things: a simple daily system to implement your goals, like not just dream about it, because how many times, I can tell you how many times I've done vision boards and I've talked about it, but not really putting into action my goals and my dreams. So, I've done it now, but if you guys understand, if you understand the process of how the mindset works, when we constantly focus on something, your brain will purposefully make it happen. And so give it to God, give it to, your prayers in the morning. If you need to have a journal next to you, sitting at your bedside so that you can wake up, open it up, and read it to yourself every single day, that's what helps get it going. It gets the wheels turning. And then it helps you to really start creating that space that you are meant to be in. Okay. But you have to believe in yourself. And this is where we're going to dive more into it. So, I'm going to talk about how to create a vision board with intention. So, it's not just cute pictures. Oh my goodness. We had so much fun doing that, right? Back in the day. And it's faith led direction. So, like I said, grab your notebook, your planner, and pull up the daily goal review and action template if you have it. So, if you don't, go ahead and be sure to visit my website, which is francineayala.com, and it will pop up for you free. Let me make sure I have that in right. It'll pop up for you free so that you can download it and you can follow along with us. It's okay if you don't have it. I'm going to pull it up anyway so that I can show it with you all, and we can go from there. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and grab this download. And okay, so I want to share a little bit about what I created. This was actually 2 years ago. And let's see if I can go back over here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pause it here. So this is what I created 2 years ago. So this was in 2024. And now we've always done the vision boards where it's just a board and we start cutting out pictures from magazines and things like that. But I wanted something that was visually in front of me every single day. And so in order for that to happen, I had to actually put it on my desktop. So my desktop, computer, laptop, wherever it is that you're able to visualize that and still like receive it, that's where you want to plant it. Now, if you're old school and you want to do the vision board where you're doing the big, whiteboard with cutting out pictures or even printing them out, that's okay. I just wanted to kind of give you a visual of what we're going to be doing later in the episode. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to the first page under our goals. and then we'll come back to the vision board so that I can share this with you. Okay, so page 1 is, again, you can download this at francineayala.com. It's completely free. You're going to be able to download it right away. You can save it, you can start working on it. But I really want to dive into this because we have to have a vision of where we're headed. And I know you're either for AI or you're against AI. However you look at it, I utilize it for things where I'm just like, I want to set goals. I want to be intentional. So just give me that strategic plan. Okay. Now, this is where we talk about income goals. You want a monthly goal, you want a quarterly, and you want an annually. Now, some people, probably people that do, set goals all the time, they're going to say, I want a monthly goal of $5,000 a month or $10,000 or $25,000, whatever that looks like. Okay. And then other people will say, well, take 5,000 a month, times that by 12, that'll give me, or divide that by 3, it'll give me my quarterly. I'm so sorry. Times it by 3, it'll give me my quarterly. And then, or times it by 12, it'll give me my annually. But what I like to do is I actually like to set it up where it's like I have a monthly goal, my quarterly is larger, and then my annual is even larger. So I don't know who else does that, but that's just the way I process things, the way I like to do it, because I want to see me advance. I don't want to be stuck at, okay, well, let's say I set a goal for $5,000 a month. I don't want to be stuck at $5,000 a month in the next couple of months. I want to progress with that. So now by the let's say by the third quarter, I'm already progressing to, let's say, $25,000 a month. So I don't want to limit myself. And this is just my own way of doing it. You guys can do it however you want to do it. It's completely whatever, however your brain processes. I like to say that because mine processes differently. And I love it. It's very, how do you say, creative. I love that my brain is very creative. So if you're joining me live, let me know. Let me know you're joining me and that you're in this with me today. And whether you catch this on replay, I still want to hear from you. I want to see how this is going to benefit you and your goals in 2026. Okay, so you want your monthly, your quarterly, and your annually. Now I'm going to share something with you that is also going to be for you to utilize your any type of AI feature. So like ChatGPT and so forth. You definitely want to be able to put this information in there. And I'm going to give you a sample of what that looks like. So what ChatGPT is completely free. They have a free version. They have a paid version. I just utilize the free version because I don't really use it to the extent of what a lot of people are maybe using AI for. I'm just very, detailed and like specific of what I want as far as strategy. Now, the thing about me is like I used to be all over the place, and now I have strategic movements in my business, and that aligned me to be very aware of how my systems work and how they were failing me. And so to me, I've been utilizing ChatGPT to get more organized and to get more clear on my numbers and how to move forward with that. So here's the details for you as far as what to put into ChatGPT when you first look at it. Okay, so I want you to go into ChatGPT and say, here are my income goals for 2026. My monthly target is, insert your number there. My quarterly target is, insert your number there. And my annual target is, and then insert your number there. Okay, so this will then populate, actually, don't populate yet. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm going to give you the next set of wording of what to put. Then you're going to put this all together before you hit send so that it gives you an idea of what that looks like. Okay. So the next one, I had to break these up so that it's easier to read, you guys. The next one is going to say, my business, I say business or life focus, because the thing is, if you're catching this show and you're an entrepreneur, then you want to focus on your business, right? But if you're like someone that's like, you know what, I really want to focus on life goals this year. I really want to focus on maybe travel. That's another huge thing that brings me joy. So like, I'm going to create a separate one that, is geared towards travel. But let's just say you want to focus on business or life. Okay. So I want my business, I'm going to do business because that's me, will focus on. And the only thing is, I gave you an idea. Like, for example, mine, one of the things I'm going to do this year is I'm creating a journal and planner that revolves around my coaching style. Now, like I said, I utilize this type of detail to give me a clear action plan. Because I don't know about you guys, but how many of you will start something and not finish it? Anybody? They're like birds chirping. No? Okay, just me? I know I'm not the only one. If you're just like me, then comment, yep, amen, it's me. You kind of get thrown off course with something else. Something else distracts you, okay? So this helps me by giving me a plan, like a week by week, a day by day, and a week by week plan, so that I stay on track. And then I ask for it, set it up this way, okay? But I say, create a journal planner that revolves around my coaching style. I need your help to work on setting this up. My goal is to provide my clients with whatever it is that you want to provide them with. And how it will solve a problem for them will be, let them know how you're going to solve their problem. And please put together a plan for this that will, it should be for this, that will be strategic and manageable. Please let me know what you need from me. Ask me any questions that can help you build this out for me. Thank you. So when I type, sometimes I'm just like fast typing. I don't really go back and edit my wording. But go ahead and put something like this together. Now, what I've done in my past ChatGPT history is like, give me a 90-day plan. So if that's something that you also want to add in there, give me a 90-day plan that breaks down daily, monthly, and daily, weekly, and monthly actions. That's what you can put in there so that it keeps you on track. Okay, so again, very strategic way of getting things done for something in your business. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and hide that. You guys can obviously re-watch this section and grab that wording or type it in. And okay, joining me live, I'm driving, but if you can email me the forms, you are so cute, Patricia. I absolutely adore you. No worries. I believe I have your email. I will double check that. So let me grab that after the show. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I've been using ChatGPT. You're so cute. I've been using ChatGPT lately and I love it. Yes, girl. Okay, Patricia has a brain like mine. We're constantly on the go and we love, love, love doing things. But sometimes we need a lot of strategy. So Patricia and I used to work together. And so I love that. Good for you. I'm so proud of you, Patricia, because this thing is phenomenal. And it's been helping me stay on track with a lot of what I've been doing. So thank you. Do me a favor, though. If you don't hear from me, send me a follow-up reminder and I will shoot that form over to you. Okay? All right. So, okay. So now we're on, like I said, we're on income goals, right? You're going to put that in and then you're going to say, it's going to say current month progress. Don't really focus on that because this is just to kind of give you a track of you doing something as you go along. So, as you go further, it's going to say, okay, this was week 1, this is week 2, this was week 3. And you can even add more as you go so that you're visually seeing how far you're away from your goal. Okay. Patricia, yes, we do. We do have the same brain. I love it. All right. So your primary goals, your top 3 focus areas. You got goal number 1. Now, the way I personally do things is I do things in 3s. So I have an online show, I do coaching, and I'm putting out my first ever planner this year. Now, I used to do multiple things. If you've been following me for years, I've done multiple. Like you talk about, I've started something, stopped, started something, stopped, or started something and never finished. Anybody like that? Hello? Yep. We start something sometimes and we just don't follow through or finish. Okay. Now that was me until I said, nope, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm focusing on 3 areas only. So I put in here your top 3 goals. So you're going to say goal number one. Goal number one for 2026. You're going to write it in there. Okay. Then you're going to say why this matters. I really want you guys to dig deep on why this matters to you. Okay. The target completion. You're going to put the target completion date when you expect to have this done by, because I remember hearing this. A target without a date is just a wish. Oh, I wish it gets done. Okay. Now that's how my brain worked, because if your brain isn't actually looking at a date of completion, it just puts it in the back burner, and you don't want that to continue to happen. Been there, done that. Okay. So success metric. So how are you going to gauge this being successful? So for example, okay, so like I'm going to give you an example for my planner. Okay, so I'm going to give my planner until the end of January, January 31st, to be done, completed, and ready to go out there and be sold. Okay, I'm going to do a digital and a physical book. So people can order it online and have a physical copy, or they can get it digital and use it digitally on their iPads or any type of electronic device that they want to use. Okay, so I'm going to have a completion date of January 31st. Okay, now success metric is going to say, how do I know this is complete? What is my metric? And I'm going to literally, like I just said, it's going to be completed and ready to sell to my audience by January 31st, 2026. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. Now, the other success metric is, how is it successful for me as far as putting this planner out? Okay, another success metric is, I want to have 100 copies sold at, so for example, mine is, the physical copy is going to be $69, and the digital is going to be $39, I want to say. And so 39 and 69. So I want to have 100 digital copies, 100 copies total. So I want to have 50 digital copies and 50 physical copies sold. Okay, and I'm going to give another date. So whether that be February, because it's going to launch by January 31st. So by February 28th of 2026, I want to have 100 total in digital and in physical. That is my success metric. Okay. All right. So now you have goal number 2. So move on to goal number 2. Do the same thing that we did in goal number 1. And then you're going to move on to goal number 3, which is on the next page. So goal number 3 is on the next page. Again, do this at your time and when you're available. Okay. The next one is your daily action steps. Now, yes, I do things in threes, but when it comes down to my daily actions, I bumped it up to 5. So like I have 3 goals, which is simplified for me, and I have 5 daily action steps a day. So what tasks am I going to take a day to help me gear towards this goal? Now you're going to have a daily action step for each goal. So I didn't put it for each goal, but you guys have an idea. Okay, I'm going to have 5 key tasks that are going to go towards goal number 1, 5 key tasks are going to go towards goal number 1 that I want you full on focus, because what I needed to do is not per day. I needed to do, like, for example, Monday is goal number 1, Tuesday is goal number 2, and Wednesday is goal number 3. So you break them up in days. So you're not going, oh, let me see, I need 5 action steps for 1. I need 5 action steps for 2, 5 action steps for 3, all in one day. Okay. I don't want that to overwhelm you in our awesome brain. Okay. So make sure you're setting a date. You're saying Mondays are going to be goal number 1, Tuesdays goal number 2, and Wednesdays goal number 3. However you process, that's going to be beneficial for you, so that you're productive and you are not stagnant and it doesn't overwhelm you. Okay. So do what works best for you, but you are going to write those key tasks for that day and get them done. I've also put 5 time blocks. You have to take breaks. Okay. Now there's times when I'll work and I'll be like, oh, I'm so like focused, I'm productive. Yes. 2-3 hours pass. I forget to eat lunch. It's a whole thing, you guys. Nope. I put time blocks. So guess what? It's a visual for me to see. I then tell my phone, I then put on my phone from 9 to 10:30. I'll say, um, set a timer for 10:30 a.m. to go off, and or whatever, 10:30 a.m. break. And then my phone will set it. Boom. So if I start to get really focused on what I'm doing, my alarm's going to go off on my phone. I'm going to take a break. And if you notice, it gave me a 30-minute break. Go outside, go walk, go take a break, go eat something, go stretch, go energize yourself, and then come back and do another time block. Okay. So this is for all of my amazing, successful men and women out there. Okay. All right. Income generating activities. So this kind of gives you an idea of how to use your time blocks. Today, I'm going to reach out to how many potential clients. Today, I'm going to follow up with how many leads. Today, I'm going to create content for, again, if you're on a Monday, you're creating it for your planner. If you're on a Tuesday, you're creating it for your next goal. If you're on a Wednesday, you know what I mean? You understand the concept so that you know that you're doing those income generating activities daily. Create content for, work on, blank program, schedule, how many discovery calls. So be intentional about what you're doing with your time. That was another thing. I was all over the place. So I didn't really have like, well, where would I go? The next day was like, what was I working on? So hot mess, you guys. But now that I have a plan and I'm very strategic about how I move forward in my business, it's been so successful because I've been able to utilize these chat GPT. I've been able to utilize this breakdown that's simplified. Okay. All right. So the next page is going to be okay, so the mindset and energy check. Basically, what this is just it's something for you to kind of reflect back on. Now, I tend to understand and know my body now. So, like, there's days where I will have really, really low energy, and I'll take like coffee, or I'll take like a kind of like a caffeine booster, some type of booster that's natural because I need that because I know I'm going to have a rough day. So I'm like, I'll take my coffee or I'll take that tea and I'm just like, all right, let's go. And I'm on the go and I start getting my stuff done. So understand that you're going to have fluctuations in your energy. We understand that, especially with us women, that are going, through the hormonal levels. But you have like your morning intention, your energy level, your confidence level, one empowering affirmation. And if you've been watching my show for a while, there was a show that I did on how to stand as far as your pose, like how to be ready for it. You're going to stand in your power pose and you're going to get to work. Okay. Then I also put in an evening reflection. So what I accomplished today, what did you get done? When we write out and we see what it is that we accomplished, we give ourselves grace. Because what happens is we can be very overwhelmed. I didn't get this done, or I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But guess what? You took action in something today. Whether it turned out in your favor or not, you made the effort to make it happen. So remember to give yourself grace for what you're going after to accomplish. Okay. That was one of the biggest rules I had to learn as I was growing as an entrepreneur. And then you're going to say challenges I faced. Okay. How I overcame them, tomorrow's priority, income generated today, progress toward monthly goal. So this is kind of just keeping you in alignment with where you're headed so that it gives you that motivation to continue to strive on what it is that you're working towards. So it's like there was like, for example, there was no income generated today. So you're like, okay, well, guess what? I'm going to have a goal for tomorrow. I'm going to double it. So whatever that looks like for you. Okay. And then it's exciting as you start to see the bar move. It really is. All right, you guys. So this is the breakdown of the goal template that, like I said, that you guys can find at francineayala.com. Just head over to my website. It's going to pop up with a screen that just says download 2026 template and just say yes. And it's going to be a Google Doc. It's going to open up. You can save it automatically. It's a PDF. You can print it out and get started on that. And then we're going to go into the vision board right now. But before I do want to bring out my notes. for what it is that I want to stay clear with you guys on making sure that you're aware of your energy and how you can best position yourself to follow through. Because how many times have you, hold up, let me go ahead and close this out. How many times have you done something and you set goals, but you don't follow through with it? You're very intentional and I want to accomplish this, I want to do that, and I want to, see myself here, but for some reason you're still staying stuck. You're not getting to that next level. I can share it, master queen of that in the past. And it's really understanding where we self sabotage. It's understanding where our bad habits lie, where our past programming was, and how we get to move forward with intention and with understanding and with love and with grace. Okay. Okay, so most goals don't fail because you're lazy. They fail because the goal is too vague, the plan is missing, the schedule doesn't match the dream, and your mindset is fighting your movement. I had a meeting with a friend today, and she had an interview recently with Jack Canfield. He's the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Really good guy. And I mean, I follow his stuff, and he's, huge in the personal development space. And one of the things, and she goes, what is a top area that people don't move forward with, or that distract people from reaching their potential? And he said action. And you guys, being in the personal development space for the past seven years now, I want to say, it really is that. Now granted, it is action. However, what I found out as well is it is our self-sabotage, our mindset, and the programs that we hold on to. So I needed to understand where I continue to self-sabotage and why. Because remember, we go through that whole self-love, we lack it, we lack the self-worth, and we also go through a whole process of forgiveness. So that's why I created the Self Love Mastermind, which I'm doing once a month. And so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. And I'll share more at the end if you're interested. But it really is focusing on you as an overall person so that you can dive into those areas that are continuously keeping you stuck. Been there, done that, no longer there, because I know my worth. I know how to love myself, and I know how to show up in so much love that forgiveness isn't even something that I hold on to, because I love on people all the time. Okay. Now, again, our subconscious mind could be holding it that our conscious mind pretty much is not aware of. Okay. So this is why I move with so much intention now in everything that I do and the people that I associate with, because I know what our background is. I know the stuff that we hold on to. And so just give yourself grace, like I mentioned, for how far you've come. Okay. All right. So remember, your mindset is fighting your movement, right? This is the whole action. People aren't taking action. That is number one. But it's also the mindset that's not allowing you to take action. So understand that too. And I want you to hear me. God can give you the vision, but you still have to steward it. Okay. Now, how many times, I know I've done this. Okay. If you're there with me in the chat, let me know. How many times have you been like, you know what, God, I want to do X, Y, Z. I want to do this. I want to do that. I love on people, and I just really want to share and be a light for all to see. And he's like, absolutely, here's where I'm going to send you. You do this, you do that. And then you don't take action. You don't do anything. And God's like, I sent you. Like, I gave you my blessing, but you still don't take action. So yeah, that was, let's not bring that up, people, because that was me. All right, Patricia, being afraid and not believing in oneself strong enough to take action. Absolutely, 100%. And the thing is, sometimes you don't even really know that. Like when I even mention self-love to people, they're like, I love myself. I do this, I do that. I go on massages and I do this, And that's not even it. Like self-love goes really deep, and really understanding that we are meant for more. We are meant to be loved the way God loved us, and we are meant to love ourselves the way God loved us. And so, yeah, it's just a whole process that has been very eye-opening, and this is why I share what I share, to be, consistent. And like I said, God be sending me places, and I'm like, wait, what? Getting distracted. Okay, so this year we're not doing hope and vibes, okay? We're not going, I hope this happens. We're doing clarity and consistency and faith. All right, who's with me? Amen. Here's a quick reset. Ask yourself, what do I want in 2026? What do I need to become? Or who do I need to become to sustain it? What do I need to do daily so I don't abandon myself? All right, because we're not making a vision board and then disappearing on December, like, Lord, where are my blessings at? Because, I put in the work. No, we really didn't. You know that I sat down like several times, well, years ago, and I was like, huh, I'm really good at that, but I'm not moving forward with it. And I'm like, I would be good at it if I actually took action. Yeah. Okay. No, ma'am or sir. We're partnering with God and putting in aligned action. All right. So let's walk through. I'm going to give you the walkthrough of the vision board next. Actually, it gave me the walkthrough of the daily planner, but we already did that. So we're going to skip ahead to the vision board. All right. So here we go there. Reach out. Yeah. I'm like, that section where we had to reach out to people. That's always in. Okay. It doesn't change. What are my top 3? There's the tasks. All right, perfect. Oh, there we go. My notes were done. They were just about the goal setting. I'm like, oh, I got that covered. Okay, good. So I'm glad we went there. Now we're going to head into the vision board area. And I want to show you a little bit about how to do that. Let's see. We do a retreat. I love Patricia. You guys, if you don't know Patricia, you need to know her. She's amazing. Patricia, that is actually on my vision for 2026, is a retreat. I think retreats are so powerful. And yes, it'll be something that is coming. So stay tuned for that. And Patricia's like, amen. Yes, sister. All right, at least 2 a day or 2. I don't know what you were referring to because I was looking at something else, but thank you for engaging with me. I appreciate you, sister. You know I love you. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it's going to allow me to do this because I really want to do this with you guys so that you're able to see it. Okay. But last week, for some reason, all right. Last week, it didn't allow me to do that. So let's pray it works. Okay, it looks like hopefully, there we go. All right, let me just take a look, make sure you guys can see it, okay? There we go. All right, so I'm gonna pull this up and I will be right back. Okay, so this one is like I wanted to share with you guys. The last time I did it was 2024. And the only reason why I didn't do it in 2025 was because I was still very focused on what I wanted to accomplish. Now, guess what? In 2024, I did accomplish the Francine Ayala show. I did it. I made it happen. So that one I can definitely check off the list, right? I did that. And then, in 2025, I actually found romance. Who knew? It wasn't something I was looking for, even though it was on my vision board. But at the time, I really wasn't looking for it. And it just happened to stumble in my way. And of course, they always say, if you're not looking, it happens. Okay. My spiritual faith, my faith in God grew tremendously in 2024 and 2025. My business started to grow, but this was me speaking. I had my own conference that took place in 2025. So a lot of things did manifest by having this vision board come to light. on my desktop, okay? But the only thing I want to be clear is I wasn't intentional in every single detail, okay? Now, and that's where I'm like, you know what? No, I want to be intentional about how I move forward. And so, for example, like my wealth is going to grow this year. I'm going to be visiting places like Paris and London. My health is getting back under control. I'm going to be speaking more. I'm starting Bible study next Monday. So there's just a lot of stuff that's going to be coming, but with more intention. And so this will definitely switch out this year. It's something that I want to dive into with, personally, and just, as I'm shifting, this whole year into being super intentional, like I said, with ChatGPT and my goals so that I can check things off a list. I'm getting my planner. So you guys will probably see a planner, something like that. And I'll share it with you guys on the next episode. You'll see what my 2026 will look like. But I definitely wanted to give this to you all as a guide. So, how do you get started on something like this, you guys? You guys are going to download, whatever it is you're looking for. So, the areas of business, the areas you want to focus on are like faith, your health, your any type of life goals, any type of business goals, and you want to put it out there and say, this is going to be my focus this year, and grab photos online. And you guys, AI has just come up with, if there's something in particular that you are looking for, AI can generate it. Even ChatGPT can generate it. And so, like, I really want you to be intentional about putting something for yourself together. Even Canva can generate it. So, for example, I'm going to just like, if you guys aren't using Canva, definitely head on over and grab yourself a free version. But for example, I'm going to go to photos on Canva. I think you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, good. Just double checking. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say planner. Okay. So can be like something like this. There's something like that, that I want to put down. Maybe I want to say daily planner. So what is that going to look like? So it's a visual for me to say, hey, I need to have my planner out by a certain time. So which type of image do I want to put into my vision board? Okay. So do I want it to be something that's open? Do I want something like, somebody writing in it? Like maybe I want somebody writing it in it so it can look like, oh, they have my planner. You know what I mean? Oh no. Sorry, I didn't do the one that had the different photo frames in there, so I have to actually manually do it. So there we go. So yeah, so what if I want to do something like that, and having my planner in there? So then I would, of course, put in my wording, and I'm just gonna, this is gonna be under business, or goal number one, whatever it is that you want to label it, goal number one, and then knowing that, okay, that's gonna be done, by January 31st. And so things like that, like maybe, romance, maybe I want, my boyfriend and I to go traveling. Maybe I want like, us to go to, actually, we're talking about, going to El Salvador together. So we're both, our families are both from El Salvador, our parents. And so maybe it's like, we both want to go there together. So, I'm going to put something like that, in the little box, this is like one of their famous volcanoes over there. So I'm going to do something like that. So again, like I said, this is just to kind of give you an idea of how to move forward with, doing something like this, move this to forward, so that I can visually see what's happening or where we're going in my life and where I'm going in my business. This is going to be my Bible study, but I'm going to definitely switch out some of the pictures. So I want to know what it is you guys are going to be doing, like how you're going to implement your own vision board. I want you to be able to share. I want you to be able to send me an email or contact me on social media. You guys, you can find me anywhere that you use social media at Francine Ayala. If you go ahead and either search my name or even go to my website, you can find all of my links there. Okay. So, but I want to know if this was beneficial for you, if this is something that you are going to work on and you're excited about. I just want to hear your feedback, what you got from it, and ultimately I want to also know where or what it is you want to see in the daily planner. The daily planner that I'm going to be posting out. Like, what is it that you want to see in a planner that would be very beneficial to you? So those are the types of things that, like, feedback, I would love to hear from all of you. I love that you're here watching the show. And so the last thing I do want to share with you guys that has come up not recently, it came up last year. And it was because now I run this show for you guys because I want to provide tons of value, through my heart, through God's heart, through allowing yourself to uncover any types of blocks and the mindset hacks that I can help you break through from, break through in your life. Because again, I've gone through it. I know what people are going through. I know that what they hold on to, the anger, sadness, fear, hurt, shame, guilt, you name it. And God is love. God is love. God is peace. God is joy. And I'm all about sharing how to get yourself in that space. But in the process, it's funny because I have these conversations with God and I'm just like, God, like, I love doing this for people because I've always been there to support people where they're at and to guide them in the best way I can. But I've also been like in that position where I'm like, but God, I want to have fun. If you don't know me, like, I love having fun. I love laughing. I love having a great time. I love talking about everything, all things. And so last year I thought about it and I was just like, how can I have like a podcast, another podcast, aside from this one, to really just talk about anything, to talk about all things women, what women go through, all things maybe what men go through, having co-ed conversations about, relationships, having those just like real moments, real talk, real understanding of life. Okay. Because the thing is, like, no matter what, because I can tell you, I can sit here and tell you, to do all things God, but guess what? I know we're human. I know we have human thoughts. I know we have human desires. I know we have human activities, approaches, emotions. I know all things human. Hello, I'm a human. I get it. But I also know, God. I know God in my heart and I know the spirit, right? But there's just this, like, let's have those conversations so that I can share with you how to get past them. Meaning, maybe you're struggling in a relationship and, things aren't going your way. Or maybe you're like finding out, like, that something isn't going, or you're constantly going through like menopause issues and what is happening, or, you're finding yourself like in this like place of just doubt. Who knows? Like, and it's in a sense funny, or in a sense like it's like you don't know how to control it. Believe me, I can tell you right now that there is like a way out. There is a way to bring yourself to a place where that is no longer an issue. So, like, we get to experience life in hilarious terms, where it happens to the best of us, but there's a way like around it. And we get to have these conversations and be there for one another. And yes. Patricia's like, I'll be your co-host. I know you would, Patricia. You're so cute. She's like, I don't mind. Let's do this. Just like we had the radio show. Yes. So it would be like a similar to like a radio show. But it's going to be a segment on this show. Now, I am going to be bringing in speakers that are going to be sharing, areas of expertise and things like that. So, keep an eye out for, if you're not on my email list, again, be sure to subscribe. I have it at francineayala.com, and then you can go all the way down to the page and you can subscribe. But there's an opportunity to be on the show and to be able to share, in some way, form of topic that we can dive into, that's going to be all about sharing something that's, relatable out there. If you guys don't remember, I hosted a menopause episode where I brought in two women that were struggling with menopause symptoms, and they shared their hilarious, situations that they've been through in their life. And then the following week, I brought in the professionals. So I brought in the physician's assistant, I brought in the nutritionist, I brought in the workout instructor, because I wanted them to guide women through the process in which we are going through these hormones that we're dealing with, and how to overcome them, how to, you know, um, make sure that they're not as heightened as we're experiencing them. So it again, we all experience a difference, but it was definitely a great topic to share. It was a great topic to share, and to kind of just be like, oh, we went through this, or this was a hilarious relationship topic that we bring up. So this is going to be a segment in the show that I want to share with you all. And there may be some games involved, I'm just saying, or some trivia, or, just questions that are going to be out there that, like, we all get to share and be part of. Okay. Because I want real, authentic conversations. I'm going to be bringing in men and women. So this is a segment in my show. And are you guys ready for it? I feel like I need to do like a drum roll or something. I'm like, let me do a drum roll really quick. Okay. I'm like, here we go. All right. So this is what it's called. Okay. You ready? You ready? So it's called Amplify Your Voice. It's going to be a segment on our show where it's going to be high energy guest segment on You Were Meant for More, where we sit down with inspiring women and men for real powerful conversations about the topics that hit all of us: confidence, purpose, healing, relationships, faith. Oh, I forgot to pause it. My bad. There we go. All right, faith, mindset, stepping into who you're truly called to be. So think part interview, part real life chat. Okay. And then wait, I needed to hear it type of moment. So expect honest stories, fresh perspective, and practical takeaways you can use immediately, delivered with depth, personality, and just the right amount of fun. Come for the conversation, stay for the laughs, and leave ready to show up louder, clearer, and more unapologetically you. So, what do you guys think? I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. It's definitely going to be something that is going to be amazing. I'm like I said, I'm grateful. God put it in my heart. I'm sorry, I put it in God's heart. I told God I wanted to do this, and He finally gave me the approval today. I had a conversation with one of my one of the women that I became friends with of the network. And she gave me the idea, and I was just like, oh, okay. And so took it to God, and I was just like, this is it, isn't it? And He said, yes. So as long as it's within the manner of His purpose in my life to share love and prosperity for the people, then I can do it. So yay! We get to have all those conversations. So yay, Patricia. Yes, girl, you can come on too. We'll have fun. You'll be one of my guests on it, okay? I know Patricia and I will have a good time. It'll be lots and lots of fun. So, all right, you guys. So I'm opening it up to any questions. One of the other things that I wanted to share with you all that might be coming in 20, or we'll probably switch it out here and there. or even just add it to the show is Ask Francine. So questions that you want to ask me personally that I can share with people on the show, that's to come as well. So I'm going to have my assistant put something like that together so that you can email it in. If you're part of our newsletter, our email list, we'll send you out a questionnaire that will give you like questions that you can ask, and then I can ask them on the show and share with the audience. So you guys, it's going to be a great year. 2026 is going to be one of those years that it's like, we got in alignment, made it happen. And I want you all to do the same. And I'm praying for you that you're out there making it happen every single day, and that you know you're loved, you know your worth, and you are forgiving everyone around you, because guess what? They didn't know what they were supposed to know when that all happened in your life. So give everybody grace, because they don't know what they don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. All right. So I'm going to open it up really quick for any questions that you guys may have. Let me know. And again, I have put this whole show together so that it can benefit you any way in your 2026 alignment. So I'm here for you. And I'll be on for another minute or so. So drop in your questions now while I go ahead and follow up with anything that I missed. So I'm going to give you guys a clock, like a Jeopardy. All right, here we go. And like I said, let me know. I know Patricia joined me live, but if you're catching this on replay and this has been beneficial, let me know your feedback. I really want to hear from you. And I want to make sure that this show runs so that it is benefiting you and bringing you tons of value as we move into. I can't believe we're in season 3, you guys. So thank you for being here. Just send me updates. Okay. Oh, Patricia, thank you. She's like, good night. Send me updates. I'll have to add you actually to my email list so that you have access to that. And then, but yeah, I will. Like I said, if you don't get that document from me, I'll shoot it over to you, or send me a reminder and I'll shoot it over to you. Okay. All right. Well, I see that you guys don't have any questions. So I will call it a night and or a day wherever you may be joining from. And thank you again for being here. And I look forward to what your 2026 vision board is going to look like. And I want you to be able to share it with me. If you want to share it with me and we share it with the audience, by all means, send me an email. You can catch my email at francineayala.com. And I look forward to seeing what it is that you are going to do. So shoot me a DM wherever you follow me on social media, or you can email me, like I said. And I look forward to it. So you guys, I'm wishing you tons of love, laughter, joy, blessings, and know that you were meant for more, and you are meant to do good things in the world. You're meant to shine upon those around you and be a blessing for others to see and receive, so that they can be a blessing to others. So until next week, what do I have for you guys next week? I will definitely show you my completed vision board. But as far as the new show, we're going to be putting things together. So stay tuned. You guys will get more details as next week's show is prepared. Okay. So until then, again, I am your host, Francine Ayala. And thanks again for being here. I appreciate you all. Bye. Love you.
I want to get to know what you do, what inspires you, what you enjoy.
My ability to lead really impacts women on a larger level, because not every woman has the same story or the same journey. So understanding where they've come from and where they want to go helps me be the leader that I can, so that I can show up in a space of authenticity for them.